That's underway. It's new hero day, cementing the regular season here for Playfly Dota 2 fall regular season. Unfortunately, we won't be seeing the new hero in game 1 or game 2. Got to convince them to play all pick, right, for game 2 and let them pick the hero. Sentinel doing a great job here. Hits the early level 2 and able to kick Baby Luis out of the meld. And TA, I mean, you definitely want to get these early range creeps on the range versus melee hero. Feel like you always should with the meld, but Sentinel understands the matchup. Goes to show that he does have some decent experience here playing the Mars in the mid against heroes that are looking to be spammy like this, understanding when he's got to knock them out of their abilities. His first blood up top, Requiem getting chased down as well, but that's just a rundown. Level 1 disruption and they had enough damage. I actually wasn't even, you know, looking up here expecting a kill until at least level 2. Because Centaur Shadow Demon, I mean, while they can catch you for a Hook Stomp, requires you to be pretty far out of position on a hero like the Lich, because there's no follow-up with Shadow Poisons. They just have one round of the burst. Does look like he just simply got run down, though, on Broke, and that'll start things off strong for Georgia Tech. Storylines for Georgia Tech throughout the season, they've looked like a completely different team than we've seen in the past. If you haven't been following the last, well, I guess early in the season, because the last couple of weeks we haven't been broadcasting Georgia Tech, they really struggled early on and weren't able to turn things around this regular season. They did lose Drano in the offseason. He was their very high MMR carry. I actually don't know what he is now because MMRs are much higher than they were even just a year ago with these double down tokens, but losing Drano's been a big blow to this Georgia Tech team, and you can see it reflected in the record, right? The 2-4, they've lost the hope of going 500 on the season. But UBC are almost in a similar boat on the season where a season ago they were looking like maybe the top team in the entire league. And now, I mean, it's been a struggle, right? I mean, they're 4-2. Things are fine. If they are able to take down Georgia Tech, they'd be 5-2. But you're still looking at 3 teams that either have a better record or own the tiebreaker over them. So, it does definitely make things interesting. So a little bit of a slower start to this game than we were seeing in the last couple of games that we broadcast, thankfully. I was doing a different league, the League of Lads, over last weekend, and those games by 6 minutes were always a million kills, as down bottom we see a couple of kills, but up top there's a brawl going on as well. Lich gonna fall first, and Kurt maybe soon to follow. Requiem starting to follow on the damage front. Kurt will go down, but able to be cleaned up by Centaur at the end of it all. So 2 kills for Georgia Tech on the top lane. They found another couple down bottom. I didn't manage to show you. I'm not going to count those against me, though, as get to see the kills up top, and there's no way we're getting to see all of those kills across the map. And right as I say it was a bit slow in the early game, things starting to heat up. It's the Terrorblade lane not exactly going to plan here. Is expected TB is going to start to fall behind. But you don't want to see him give up too many kills to a Shadow Fiend. We've seen the carry potential this SF can have. I guess maybe not the Georgia Tech SF, but Shadow Fiend has just been one of the more potent heroes. And you can see already up on the Falcon Blade headed towards the power treads, but top CS in the game is CM getting blasted by that neutral cam. Will live to battle it out another day. But SF already on the Falcon Blade as more kills top. Mole able to die to the neutral cam. So top's just been absolute kill fest up here, huh? Can't kill the dead. Honestly, this is quite unexpected, right? A Luna lane Luna Lich into Centaur +1, this time in the Shadow Demon. It's not exactly a kill lane for either team, though both teams will work to whittle you down. But 5 minutes in, all of a sudden, we've seen 7 kills across the board, 5 of them going Georgia Tech's way, and make it 8 kills. CM hanging around low, down in this bot side, just gets run at by Kanjiki. So able to put another kill for his team up on the board. It's in the mid, broke after TPing in for the bottle refill, just gonna hang around. Set up the kill. Baby Luis goes down, no TP support coming through as his support's taking some untimely deaths. Neither of them actually had TP available for one reason or the other. Now the Shadow Poison's starting to build up. 3 of them onto Luna, but the silence. I mean, oh, the 4th one is gonna hit. Kart's still falling low as Lich has made his way back up here. Both the 2-man stomp, looking for the damage as Luna. The Shadow Poisons are gonna tick him out. Maybe 30 HP. Whew. Close one. They did lose Centaur in the meantime as well. That's your Grimstroke coming to help out. Lich makes the walk all the way from top, and another kill down bottom, gonna be followed up as Sentinel in with the TP, Arcane Rune, putting that first arena of the game to work. It's my, it's my fault. I apologize. I shouldn't have said it was a slow start to the game just because there was no kills in the first 4 minutes. I shouldn't have said it because this is what we get. This is the true North America way. This is the true North American way. Headed back to mid now. Sentinel has Kanjiki in the area, but they're not going to go for more, and it's up top. Another dive by Georgia Tech as Centaur continues to farm up these heroes underneath the tower. Mole, 3 bracers and the boots. Didn't actually go for the move speed facet, interestingly enough. Has the double edge one instead. So that's why you see the boots picked up on Centaur. This hero is one of the ones that lost a bit of its power because you see Centaur with the 3 bracers. These aren't going to get extra effective at 25 minutes anymore. And does make the build a bit more awkward for Centaur because these bracers are so important to just having a dominant lane. You can see he's managed to do just that for himself, but later on this net worth is going to be deflating by just a bit as he's forced to replace the bracers early on. Still doing well for himself, able to kick the Luna out of lane, and even though his net worth is struggling, it's holding Requiem back on the Luna, though. Is working towards the Mask of Madness and will soon be headed to the jungle just to get that efficiency up. Down on the bot side, Requiem gonna be channeled. Rainy day on SF, looking to hunt forward for Kanjiki, the Frost Shield. Able to hold him back for now, but another right click, able to take him down. CM pairs up, but Sentinel in with the TP. Both teams have full vision of this one, the disruption to save, but Requiem came in from that twin gate. Puts the Eclipse to use. And now they might just look to set up on this tier 1 tower in the bot lane as UBC brought all 5 heroes down here. They've got the Metamorph active as well. And the tower looks to be in trouble. A perfectly timed move for Requiem, by the way, as the Luna really wanted nothing more than to get out of the top lane as hold that thought, Baby Luis stuck up on the high ground. Kanjiki moving forward with the Inkswill. They're not going to hit the stun. The spear's going to be off the mark as well. So a bit of awkwardness inside of the arena, but the TP's still going to be canceled out as the Sinister Gaze came through. Kanjiki able to live as well, and Georgia Tech forced to bring heroes to try and respond, try and save their TA. Simply unable to do so. So despite UBC missing about every spell in the kit, still able to find the kill on the enemy mid. And they do still get the tier 1 tower in the bot lane as well, which is just going to serve to enable Requiem's farm. We see, despite how the lane's going, despite the 2 deaths, up to the top net worth in the game, ready to just go back to his Ancients with the Mask of Madness. He's actually running further in towards the enemy jungle, but will just continue to maximize his own farm. And in the meantime, Shadow Fiend's game has cooled down. You can see he's a bit afraid, doesn't want to push forward too much and farm this wave, and for good reason. Both enemy supports right now smoked inside of his jungle, but this time they are hunting for the kills in the mid lane instead. Crystal Maiden just going to walk up into the trap. Eventually, the Inkswell able to take her down. Baby Louise making the rotation over. Got the side blades. Going to work for him for now. It's a bit awkward, though. He doesn't have any support for himself, and you can never be sure if there's an enemy core lurking, because the two support hero rotation is a pretty rare one. Just through that side without the mid lurking around, but Sentinel was all the way back by his tower. Now charging forward, Arena. Gonna be dropped down, but Spear already committed, so again, no way to get Baby Louise pinned into the arena, but the Chain Frost still gonna bounce around, now taking down CM. Baby Louise able to escape off to the side, and they're able to burn down 3 as they just respond with numbers on Georgia Tech. And a way too ambitious Arena to come through. They didn't even have the Spear of Mars available. So they missed so much of the damage. I mean, yes, you have the Chain Frost, you're holding TA inside, but after missing all the Mars spells, it's so hard to understand the call to continue to go forward with the Arena. I mean, you can just see Georgia Tech instantly bring numbers, and it's a freezing field by CM on so low HP after that Chain Frost. Not able to finish her off. That really seals the deal for them. So a great response from Georgia Tech as they were starting to fall behind a bit here early on in this game 1 of the series. But punishing that overextension by UBC, going to bring things straight back to right around dead even. Luna's still top of the net worth for it, but it's a very, very slight net worth advantage for Georgia Tech. Their smoke gonna break as they were set up around the tier 1 tower. Now the Soulbind, Sinister Gaze onto 2, the Inkswell coming through as well. It's gonna connect onto both of these heroes. And now Sentinel just looking for the angle. He's still gonna get caught by the hook stomp, but Mole taken down, and they'll end with 3 as UBC this time they get the convergence on Georgia Tech, and the GT core is nowhere to be found. They recognize it's a bad fight and just bail the hell out. So ambitious play punish, followed by ambitious play punished. Say that 5 times fast. UBC, another smoke. This time the Arena is going to latch. They've got the spear ready to pull Baby Louise all the way back, and Chain Frost bouncing around. And it ends up being Kanjiki who's able to claim the kill. Very nice one there onto the enemy mid, and it feels like TA has really been the main target throughout this early game for UBC. So much priority placed onto him, and they sync it up nicely, a smoke with the Blink Dagger timing from the Mars. It's a great hero to get the reveal on. Maybe the Shadow Fiend would be a bit better, especially considering the TA's farm has already been shut down this game, but you know, hey, you're really not going to complain when you're able to kill the enemy mid for free. Get the punish, and you know, it's pretty low cooldown spells that they're using, so still hanging around in the area. They'll be ready to do it again soon. Sentinel, it is 50 seconds for the Arena, but still wants to play aggressive inside of this enemy jungle. He looks to fish heroes out by the tier 1 tower. You can see just how bold he does feel he's able to play on Sentinel. For good reasons. Mars 1500 HP. Even though it is just the Blink Dagger, it's hard to kill Mars first, and he knows he's got the support backup right behind him. In the meantime, Luna, Mask of Madness, nearly on the Manta style as well. The Yasha's been completed, as the farm has started to accelerate for Luna. Shadow Fiend can keep up, but this is the timing, this next couple of minutes when the Manta gets finished, that Luna starts to pull away a little bit, and then SF, pretty shortly afterwards actually, just brings it back to even, because both of these heroes, the Luna and the SF, will hit the point where they farm camps so fast that they can clear everything accessible to them within the minute. So there's this concept, right, for these power farming carries that once you get a certain number of items, and it's different depending on what hero you are, but once you get a certain number of items, you do actually farm all of the available farm to you within this 1 minute timing where the camps are going to respawn. And at that point, the only way to find more farm is either to A, farm more lane creeps instead, so push out extra waves, or B, occupy the opponent's space on the map and buy yourself extra camps that way. So we'll see Luna move away from the triangle into the enemy jungle, start to take some of that away, and look to get pressure on the tier 2 tower as well. The Manta style helps just find the split push. And SF, similarly, will try and do the same. A little bit riskier to push out the waves on SF, just because you don't have this Manta style build-up to keep you safe. Later on, it will be the BKB that allows them to BKB TP and get out, as there's no cancel coming in this game for UBC. But a bit more committal for SF. So in a game where nothing really happens, Luna will just consistently out-farm the SF and be that item ahead. But that being said, it's not so clear-cut, as it's really going to depend on how much space Mars is able to create. Because at the end of the day, UBC is going to be the more active team. You're looking at, even though you have a Terrorblade off lane, you're looking at a Mars who's able to make things happen off the back of this Grimstroke support, versus really just the Centaur, who's trying to make plays for your team on Georgia Tech, and TA's farm is not really there, and she's going to be hard-pressed to catch up, while SF looks to power farm the map as well. So their fight layering on Georgia Tech just makes things a little bit awkward. Neither TA nor SF want to be the first line of engagement, and it puts all the pressure on this Centaur to try and get things done, not only early on in the game, but later as well. Needs to just absorb all of the early damage in these fights. So Mole going to be playing on the knife's edge in terms of positioning in this one. Glimmer Cape set to come through for actually both of these Georgia Tech supports. That's a pretty funny one.
Blessings upon a loyal warrior.
By the way, I was going to say it looks like the overlay is finally working, but it looks like it's absolutely not, at least on my end, to show you all the item slots and the ability stuff. I've been working on trying to get this thing to work for a long time, and I gave up because I'm pretty sure I can't make it work by doing the delay. I've been meaning to cast one of these games live instead of in lobby. Actually, apologies, but I want to... Oh no, I am open mic. Okay, we're fine. But I've been meaning to cast one of these without the stream delay just to see if I can get it to work, but I do much prefer being in lobby against the game on Dota TV Ticket and all that, so...
You should have known better.
This is just going to be the permanent state. So apologies to all you overlay enjoyers. You're just going to have to know what these spells do and, you know, take my word for it and just believe everything that I say. I'm pretty sure that that'll get you where you need to be. Anyway, after the pause, looks like the mid-tier 1 tower going to be forfeit to UBC. They're going to manage the trade for the top safe lane tower, but not exactly the most worthwhile trade, unfortunately. Now, you know, the bright spot for them is they have already taken the tier 1 mid on Georgia Tech. So it's just going to even things out of the mid lane. Double damage in the bottle for Sentinel. Blink Arena is ready, and he's going to continue to hang around with his supports. See if they've got another smoke ready to go. It looks like they will indeed bring one out. Sentinel's Courier. Coming out, need to be careful not to lose that one, but the pings immediately into the triangle supports. In good position to break this one, and they will break on the Crystal Maiden. Invis for now, and the Stampede gets him away. Sentinel, a bit far forward, just going to spear to create some space, and UBC will have to back off. So nicely done there. CM using the Shadow Amulet to perfection. There's a reason you don't buy Cloak first. Looking over at the Shadow Demon, Kurt wanted the magic resistance, but if CM just had the Cloak, she would have died there. Instead, no Sentry ready to go. And Kurt, like I said, no Shadow Amulet, no life. Will end up being taken down as the Inkswell holds him in place. Another round of the Silence. Baroque able to claim the kill with the Frost Blast. As UBC, the entire team, gathers up in the spot lane. Quick check-in on the Terrorblade, because we haven't been watching him recently, and it is just the pipe build-up, so full auras for the TB. Headed towards an early shard as well before he backends himself into some more of these carry items in the Manta style. The BKB, at least that's what he's got queued up. See if Mr. Lizard continues that way or, you know, turns tail and goes back for some more of the auras. I think you can always go for more auras against this team. You could go for the Guardian Greaves if you wanted, though I guess with the treads already completed, maybe not the best idea. Items like the mech to come through. Also, items like an AC at some point will be pretty valuable for UBC to pick up. Just against these heroes in the Shadow Fiend and the Templar Assassin, both of them. With the overwhelming physical damage as well as the armor reduction. Even though you do have high armor heroes in the Luna the Terrorblade, you know, you're always happy to add an AC into the mix. And TB doesn't need any particular items in this game. So pretty free to go whatever build he does decide on Mr. Lizard. Right now, 2, 1, and 3 is the Terrorblade. Not the most involved in the game, but also he hasn't needed to be, and he's continuing to keep the farm up. About 1,000 gold, 1,000 net worth, ahead of his offlane counterpart. And closing in on the TA's net worth as well, so... You know, while Mars will struggle to farm as the game goes on, Terrorblade will just start to ramp it up with the illusions. And become that second core.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
UBC, they're feeling themselves in a little awkward position. They were set up towards the tier 2 tower. And no smoke now, but they're just going to run back towards their own jungle. Straight towards Georgia Tech, but they will find Mole. Centaur in some trouble here. The disruption will buy him a little bit of time, but Centaur's so low. Trying to get out of here, not even committing the Stampede. Hope Stomp still buying him some space, but he knows he's dead. Gonna hold on to those cooldowns. So a kill for UBC. They're able to hold on to the tier 2 tower in the top lane as well. Just a few points of damage put on. But not the cleanest there, really, from UBC either. It's not like they had a clear path of what they were doing. They started heading towards the tier 2 tower in the mid, and just kind of made this decision to run all the way back through their own jungle. Did find the lucky connection onto Centaur, so they were able to take down at least one. Mr. Lizard hasted, just going to steal away an Ancient Creep. Not the spookiest TB, running around with just a pipe. And very squishy as well, just 1200 HP right now, and he's got the Agi treads on. But Reflection, just so annoying to play against. And we'll see it come into play really in a second way later on, as you see Mole queued up the Blink Dagger, but with the Reflection, have a hard time getting that one off. They found the connection onto Kurt. Eclipse to come through as well. They'll take down the support. Looking for the Crystal Maiden, and one more Lucent Beam will catch them up to Watt. Watt. So UBC take 2. Metamorphosis, Luna, Illusion. They've got Mars behind with the arena ready. Means the tier 2 tower is free for the taking. And these buildings do just melt for UBC. So one fight just lets them clean house in terms of objectives. And while Luna heads bottom, the rest of the team moving towards the top lane. TA is here, but Baby Louise knows something's coming, able to get off to the side.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
$6,000 gold lead opened up for UBC. And it really is just distributed amongst the cores. As Luna about an item ahead as well of the safe lane counterpart in the Shadow Fiend. See what Requiem decides to go right now, tied up in gold, but bringing out the full Hurricane Pike and recognizing that repositioning is going to be important against the Shadow Fiend. Make sure you're not caught by any stray Requiem, and that could ruin your day. Funny, I do remember casting Requiem recently against the Shadow Fiend, and it is always funny when the spell name and the player are the same. Kurt gonna get caught out inside of the jungle. Shadow Amulet Not going to save him for too long, the Inkswell forward, as Shadow Demon's living for a while. Mr. Lizard under the tower will catch up to him. And they go deep for this one. Mr. Lizard tanking a lot of damage onto the tower. But no response from GT, as they are not interested in TPing up here. It's the 21-minute timing as well, so UBC, they're going to claim the Wisdom Rune down here, see if Georgia Tech are able to go forward and claim the oppositions as well. But I mean, look at the ward coverage. See, dire ward coverage. Deep dire wards all across the map. It's UBC looking to put the stranglehold on to Georgia Tech.
Radiant's top tower has fallen. Dire's bottom tower.
Gonna go ahead and take down the enemy Tormentor as well. Tier 2 tower already grabbed, now the shard available for the Mars, and this is a pretty nice one to have. You see, he already had it queued up to buy on his own, but those two-man spears to come through, the extra burn damage, really can't complain, and only made possible because Mr. Lizard on the TV had already purchased his, and Lich also, we saw that Ice Spire come into play a little bit earlier. Actually purchased his shard very early on. The surprising one for the Lich. He's got a Blink Dagger. I mean, he's very wealthy on Lich, as he's going to go hunting, looking for Kurt, trying with the Chain Frost. Is into a creep wave. But Kurt's starting to fall a bit low, invisible for the time being, trying to run away, undercover the Glimmer Cape, and he will make his way to the high ground. But again, Georgia Tech just no response, as they were grabbing the Roshan, and someone's got to get this Aegis, right? Okay.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Everything's fine. Not going to leave that one behind. But right outside of the base, still no response for Georgia Tech, and you know, even though it is, well, it's an 8,000 gold lead now. I was going to say, even though it's not too big a lead, it's not really the incorrect play for Georgia Tech to not respond when their supports are picked even that close to the base. Because GT just aren't ready to take a full 5-on-5 team fight. They're feeling a bit too far behind, a bit too in the breeze. Oh, for this, Aegis could change things. Now the jump forward, they're looking for Mr. Lizard. They'll take him down clean. Stampede just trying to get the chase going, as Sentinel able to run this one away in 2 hits to take down Lich. So Stampede charges him forward for just one more kill. They'll have to settle for that as Georgia Tech take down 2 heroes quickly. As the game does go long, things get awkward as Arena dropped in the mid, but Sentinel just going by himself and could be in some trouble of his own. Mole not going to have the blink ready as he's burning down in the fire, so maybe not going to be any more chase happening.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But Georgia Tech with the Aegis in hand, starting to put pressure on the tier 2 tower mid. All the heroes have respawned and TPing into this one. As the blink onto the back line, Fork and Jiki still. Centaur in some trouble as the cores have TP'd around him, and he'll fall first. Sentinel falling low, but not able to take him down as he's got the BKB on the front. Requiem to be channeled and does get it off before the silence comes through. The takedown Grimstroke. Sentinel jumps back in, doesn't have the BKB ready, but the Chain Frost bouncing around the back line. Look at the damage the Lich puts through. The Soulbind Chain Frost just ending the team fight before it even begins. As UBC, they take down 3. TA able to get out once the Aegis was expended. So it's 3 and an Aegis, and they just lose the 2 supports on UBC. Did get pretty close on the Mars, but not ultimately able to take him down. And you can just see the rain of the Chain Frost coming through. Does so much work in that team fight. And looking at the fight recap, did nearly the same amount of damage as the Luna, who was just given absolute free reign in that one. So once the damage came through, Luna can do whatever she wants, as Georgia Tech were on the full retreat. Still an 8,000 gold lead for UBC, as Requiem very far forward here. They see him. TA Trap gonna reveal that they know, but Requiem so far from his team, not able to Hurricane Pike himself to safety. The tip comes through as Baby Luis knows Requiem. He'd like to have that death back. That's an ugly one. Now hunting for more. Stampede is available, but Mole holding on to it, holding on to it. See if he wants to go forward. Instead, just ready with the Blink Dagger. Soulbind is eventually going to connect. Now the Chain Frost onto two. It's just going to take them both down. Sentinel was ready with the Arena. And they ran themselves out of rope. I mean, continuing the chase without committing the Stampede just made things a bit awkward because you chase further and further and further into the UBC half. Gives them ample time to respond to this engagement. And Lich is the true carry. I mean, Broke is getting work done. He sees working towards the Aghanim Scepter. Has the Blink Dagger already, so trying to set up solo kills for himself with the AoE Sinister Gaze. Is going to run into a couple 3 hits from Shadow Fiend. Maybe you don't want your carry to be that squishy. They're going to try and turn onto him, but Mr. Lizard getting chunked down as well. The Sunder keeps him healthy for now. And Mr. Lizard will be able to back off. But the tides are absolutely turning for UBC here. Because it just feels like Terrorblade isn't able to get much done. Maybe earlier on was a threat, but now just the squishy core. The Spear going to connect onto 2 and save Mr. Lizard for now. But the Stampede forward, Mole's charging forward for more, looking to finish off the kill, and might just have it, as indeed he does. Luna feared up by the Requiem as well, and Requiem in trouble. There's no BKB on this Luna. The right click's coming through, but it's not enough. Sentinel as well. All of these heroes are so low, but there's no way to chase forward for more. The trap's just not there in time. Baby Louise with the blink. One more right click. It's still not enough. And now the Sinister Gaze on the front. The Chain Frost dropped down as well. And Lich is going to find 2 more kills. And the Chain Frost bouncing on the back lines. Sets themselves up for a 3rd. Oh my goodness. I was joking that Lich was the true carry, but it's happened again. Chain Frost still going to connect forward. On to Rainy Day at the end of it all. Why not? Catch him after he TPs. This Lich hero is ridiculous, man. That wasn't even a Soulbind Chain Frost. That was just one. But found the perfect bounces onto the backlines. And Georgia Tech are just going to be kicking themselves. Because they came so close to killing off both enemy cores, but just didn't quite have the damage range to chase down Luna post-Hurricane Pike, to chase down Mars post-BKB. You can see Requiem, now that he's finished off the Conda, realizing that, wait a second, I might need a BKB to stand and fight against the Shadow Fiend. Because if I get caught by a Requiem like I did in that last fight, there are some real issues that Luna can have where she does just die to these right clicks coming through from Shadow Fiend. By the way, taking a look at Kinjiki's items, you see the Aghanim Scepter about halfway done for the Grimstroke, and this is going to be a huge, huge item to make illusions of the enemy, not only the Shadow Fiend, but also the TA. I mean, Shadow Fiend, absolutely the priority, but the TA illusion will put in some work as well. But both of these heroes give you so much. If you get the SF, you get the damage reduction aura, you get tons of right-click damage as this illusion will hit like a truck. And it will really be just an additional threat. We've seen the Soulbinds gotten off in every fight, so Kinjiki will have the freedom to just make these illusions of the heroes and add damage to his team's repertoire. Grimstroke Ags is so annoying to play against, and one of the more powerful ways the hero can play the game in the Grimstroke.
Radiant are scanning.
You can see now Georgia Tech back to playing scared, back to feeling like they're in the hole this game, as indeed they are. 12,000 deficit. They have the BKB ready on TA. Shadow Fiend as well. He's used his a couple of times. So these heroes potentially ready to fight. You just have to start wondering the when and the where. How do Georgia Tech want to set up for these engagements? Fresh BKB for the Centaur. Walks forward, stomp on the back line, a quick blink, able to get Shadow Demon out of there. Mole pops the BKB, trying to run himself back to base. The Blade Mail, the Glimmer Cape actually bails him out, as the Sentry just not there in time, so the damage wasn't able to get through. But still, UBC force out a BKB, don't commit any of their spells, They're going to be ready to head down towards the Roche pit, where Roche, it is a fast spawn, will be available in just 15 seconds here. Right now, Georgia Tech doing the best they can, just getting these side lanes out. Trying to make things happen. That's what the smoke immediately popped by Kinjiki. Right now, everybody underneath the ward. Baby Louise blinks up to the high ground. Forced to BKB immediately. Now the jump onto the backlines onto Luna. The Stampede will buy the team the space they need. The Requiem channel forward, but the Sentry Ward is already there. And now Shadow Fiend in some trouble. The defensive disruption to hold him in place. Able to get the BKB off, but needs to just force his way to safety. Meanwhile, the arena is bringing heroes down as Georgia Tech will lose 2. And ready to go up on the high ground. And the blink on the back actually finds Shadow Fiend. There's your carry. There's your Lich. Able to take +1 more. 3 heroes dead. 2 of them have a buyback, but Centaur not going to be able to get his way back into this fight as the base is under siege. The base is falling. Rax is now exposed as even without creeps in the base, you can see Luna's happy to go through the backdoor protection. It'll take a while, but will manage to do it, Requiem. The creep wave is coming, so they will eventually make their way through these Raxes. No glyph available either for the side of Georgia Tech, so no way to hold these racks from going down. Sinister Gaze on the back, Broke might have just found himself one more, and they do indeed. Just a couple of right clicks to come through on top of the God's Rebuke. Georgia Tech not able to pick anyone off as they leave the base. UBC will back it off together. And it's all kicked off by very, very impressive positioning. Kinjiki just breaks the Georgia Tech smoke before it can even get off. And a very questionable blink as TA just jumps onto the high ground blind. They get the ward down, but they don't see anything until it's too late. 20k in the hole now as UBC gonna head towards the Roche pit and look to seal the deal with an additional Aegis. Georgia Tech slowly making their way over without the Crystal Maiden online. They were scanned out, by the way. It's the Terrorblade Illusion right now blocking the path for Georgia Tech to this Roche pit. They will TP the rest of the team. Look to establish some position here as UBC will do the same up on the high ground. Did give away this Twin Gate area. Sentinel on the shield room, looking to go forward. Smoke up from Georgia Tech over to the side. They want to play around their own ward. Baby Louise gonna sacrifice the smoke to try and kill off these TV illusions. They don't want to give up too much information. Now they're gonna make their way to the north as UBC have claimed the Twin Gate. TA just showing on the wave, trying to bait out a jump. Sentinel holding back for now. Wants to see the Disruptor, or wants to see the Shadow Demon, rather. Take the defensive disruption out of the game. And now the information is gotten. The jump forward. Not going to throw the arena. Sentinel just holding tight for now as Georgia Tech, they'll back out of here. But this time may have just retreated too far as UBC recognizing this. Head straight towards the pit, and Georgia Tech going to completely abandon this area. They're not interested in the fight. They're going to give this Roshan up, and it's going to be Aegis for Luna as she looks to push and end this game. Roshan's banner going to be claimed as well. Kinjiki to take that one. And Georgia Tech, they were looking for some pressure on the tier 2 mid, but not able to get here in time. So UBC a couple of TPs just to hold on to that one as well. Just don't concede a single bit of the map. As I was talking earlier on in the game about Georgia Tech going for an assault, or excuse me, UBC going for the AC on the Terrorblade potentially, as Lich is going to get found in the mid. They've actually got the AC completed on Mars. Went for the Blink Desolator AC build, so not going this control and utility style that we see so many of these mid-Mars go with the Hex, with the Refresher. But instead did go for the Assault Cuirass himself. Try and mitigate a little bit of the Shadow Fiend damage to come through. Shadow Fiend in the meantime. Chrysalis online. We'll be working on a Daedalus eventually, Rainy Day. Not sure if that'll come before or after the Satanic. It looks like he's got queued up and, well, almost has the gold for. So we'll see which way he does decide for now. Holding on to the buyback is simply more important. Shadow Demon spawning some illusions. Gonna be spotted by Requiem, but now Luna in the middle of everywhere. Forced to pop the BKB early. This does have the Aegis on Luna. And able to just get himself away. Crystal Maiden not gonna be so lucky. Rebuke more than enough damage. So Requiem, despite just being caught out in the middle of everyone because you've got this Aegis on Luna, Georgia Tech can't commit forward, knowing that with the respawn, they just lose the fight. Now the jump up onto the high ground. Sentinel doesn't even care. The Requiem being channeled. But Rainy Day not going to complete that one. His TA not in the area, and his support's already dead. Shadow Fiend wants to hold the fight another day. But the mid-rack's already under siege, and with the Desolator, with the AC, with the Luna, these buildings die so fast. And tier 4s, the banner's been placed down. Might just be the threat. Requiem wants to go for the Mega Creeps. Right now splitting a bit of the damage. Baby Luis just going to try and chunk into this Luna. Manta to dodge some of the TA damage, and Mr. Lizard now in on the TV, just looking to take out these racks. Georgia Tech still not feeling ready to fight, and they'll give the Megas. And really not too much reason for UBC to leave the base here. They are going out, Brogue. He's found one. The Spire not placed in time, so the Chain Frost is going to miss, but the Requiem going to be canceled by the Lucent Beam. They've got the Spear to follow. 90 seconds on the deck for Shadow Fiend, and that one most likely just going to be the full game, as UBC have more than proven they have what it takes to win this game number 1. Things got a little bit awkward with this Terrorblade offlane pickup. It felt like Mr. Lizard was a bit of a weak spot in this draft earlier, but PB has since gotten the carry items. He's got the Manta, got the Scotty. He's come online. And Broke's Lich, the true carry of this game, got so much done with the Chain Frost. As UBC will clean up this game number 1. We'll move our way to game number 2. As the Mega Creeps clean up the Ancient. No GG required. The throne will fall regardless. Really not too much more to be said about that game. Georgia Tech did put up maybe even a bit more fight than I was expecting, considering the games that I've seen from them have looked out of sorts. And they were able to hang blow for blow through the early game, through the mid game as well. And ultimately did just run out of steam, but Georgia Tech did a pretty good job punishing some overextensions from UBC. Unfortunately, prone to some of these more pub-style mistakes where GT did just jump quite a bit beyond their limits and just continued to overchase. And we saw UBC time and again with the Mars, with the Lich, just punish these overextensions. And really, it's always something you have to be cautious of as a team, just recognizing the limits of how far you can push your advantage and how far is too far when you get into enemy territory. GT going to need to figure that one out and bring it back if they want to make some progress into game number 2. But it does seem like we have the game update, so gonna throw it to a quick break before we do get back to game 2, as I've got to update my game along with all the players, and we'll be back shortly with the second game here, Georgia Tech versus UBC. It is a best of 3, so Georgia Tech will be looking to force that third game with a win, but UBC, I mean, they're looking to just continue the momentum, finish off the season 5-2 with a clean 2-0 sweep here of Georgia Tech, and we'll see if they're able to do it back in a flash with game 2. See you soon.
captivating and you know it's true. Sent a smile and you started to make your way through. Pray for me, I'm
Whenever you need my love, need my love. 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 Ooh, I'll never let you down. All my life I will be there for you. Ooh, I'll always be around. When you need someone to carry you, if you're looking for someone to hold, I'll be there to pull you close. Ooh, I'll never let you down. All my life I will be there for you. For you, I walk miles to get to you, babe. I don't know why I can't see you there. I've tried to be there, but every day I find out. I don't mind being right, even when we got it wrong. I kinda like making it up as we go. And ever since the second grade, when you first caught my eye, I knew you were different in all the ways I like. And I won't hide that I'm right, even when we got it wrong. But why you keep playing? We're not the same man. This other little light, the coming ground is shaking in your eye. If you could believe me, let's jump in the deep end. We'll jump in the deep end, yeah. I said, hey, we don't need to leave all the differences aside. But you and I feel right. I said, maybe we don't need to leave all of our differences aside. 'Cause that's what makes it right. I'm nothing like you, and you're nothing like me. We don't agree. time that you think it's gone too far. We come a long way, and I know that it's only just begun. Cause if you think that love with someone else could ease your mind, let me just remind you, dear, of all the hills we've climbed. And I don't mind being right, even when we get it wrong. No, and I said, hey, we don't need to leave all the differences aside. You and I feel right. I said, maybe we don't need to leave all our differences aside. Cause that's what makes it right. I'm nothing like you, and you're nothing like me. We agree, and that's what makes it right. I'm nothing like you, and you're nothing like me. Opposite sides, and that's what makes it right. That's what makes it right. That's what makes it right.
It's almost like falling in love for the first time, all over again. Hold on tight to the feeling, but it's a roller coaster in my head. So I'm holding myself on a precipice, and I've been dreaming off the ground. So I'm looking for something that's definite. I'm praying you don't let me down. It's gotta be all. It's gotta be all or nothing. All or nothing. Oh, it's gotta be all or nothing. All or nothing. It's gotta be all or nothing. It's gotta be all or nothing. Oh, or nothing at all. Hold these doubts like the playing cards close to my chest. Turn them round for the river and hope it's something that I won't regret. So I'm holding myself on a precipice, and I've been dreaming off the ground. So I'm looking for something that's definite. I'm praying you don't let me down. It's gotta be all. It's gotta be all or nothing. All or nothing. Oh, it's gotta be all or nothing. All or nothing. Oh, oh, it's gotta be all or nothing. Oh, it's gotta be all or nothing. All or nothing. It's gotta be all or nothing. It's gotta be all or nothing. Oh, or nothing at all.
Should've known better than to trust in love. It's like this whole world keeps on messing it up. Yeah. I thought that I could do better if I just believed. Yeah. I'm thinking back to when you were in the sweater that you got from me. Oh,
All right, just signing on to give a quick update because we've all been there. It's patch day, and I can actually show you the evidence of the issue right here. The game coordinator is currently dying because everybody is logged on to try the new hero. Which, by the way, if you haven't seen, it's fun. It has a million abilities that I have no idea what they do yet. But go make sure that you can check them out again. It'll be interesting to see the new hero. We won't be seeing it played for this game, right? It's not going to be available in captain's mode, but looks like the coordinator is, hopefully coming back, so we'll get this game underway as soon as we can. But thanks for being patient. This is what we deal with whenever we have a new patch. And, luckily, or unluckily, depending on your thoughts, but there's no new patch notes. There's no new game updates. It's just the hero. So while the pubs will be quite a bit different as everyone looks to experiment with the new carry, or new hero, I should say. It's meant to be a carry, but we'll see. These games are going to be very much the same, and I was saying earlier I love this meta, so we'll see if that does indeed continue, and it should. So I'm excited to see Game 2 coming up in a couple of minutes, and Georgia Tech UBC right now just on hold as we do wait for the last of the game issues to be resolved. So we'll be back in a couple more minutes as we work through things. Stick around. We'll see you soon for Game 2.
I wanna be your alien queen. We can ride to the moon in your space machine. You get me in the mood. It feels so fucking good. Just what my body needs. You should know that I don't mind if you wanna love me all my life. Queen, we can ride to the moon in your space machine. You get me in the mood. It feels so fucking good. Just what my body needs. You should know that I don't mind if you wanna love me all my life. You should know that I don't mind if you wanna love me all my life. You should know that I don't mind if you wanna love me all my life. Should know that I don't mind if you wanna love me till I die.
can't take it anymore. My mind's about to go to war. I need someone to save me from myself, to hear me cry when I call out for help. I blame it on the voices that are in my head, wondering if they'll ever be put to bed. Feels like I am close to reaching my wit's end, holding out, but I'm about to blow it up like a volcano. Another day to lose control. There's a fire in my bones. My sight gets blurry, pushing back the tears. Should take a leap of faith and face my fear. I blame it on the voices that are in my head, wondering if they'll ever be put to bed. Feels like I am close to reaching my wit's end, holding out, but I'm about to blow it up like a volcano. Like a volcano. Blow it up like a volcano. What you do, what you do, what you do to me? Can't you see what it means when you set me free? What you do, what you do, what you do to me? Can't you see what it means when you set me free? Got drunk off your love, and I lost myself again. You hit just like a drug. This time I won't let you in. You're playing with fire. No, I didn't numb the pain, but this time I won't collide like I did yesterday. You broke my heart once again. I won't buy the dust in return. I can't give it, I can't give it, I won't give it this time. You broke my heart once again. Well, you're bad, but you're bad it for me. I can't give it, I can't give it. I've already run with the wolves. Far from the light of the day. I can't go back to you. I'm stronger today. Been to the dark side, I don't know. So if you wanna shoot far away, I won't go back to you. I'm stronger, I'm stronger, I'm stronger today. I'm stronger today. Tú tienes la pócima para enloquecerme, pero voy a draw the line. Que yo ya sé que es de ti. I got to stay away, got to stay away. Sé que como un trofeo quieres tenerme, pero I don't need no one. Que yo ya sé que es de ti. I got to stay away, got to stay away. No, 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 baby, no, 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 no setbacks. No, 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 baby, no, 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 this time. You broke my heart once again. I won't buy the dust in return. I can't give it, I can't give it, I won't give it this time. You broke my heart once again. Well, you're bad, but you're bad it for me. I can't give it, I can't give it. I've already run with the wolves. Far from the light of the day. I can't
game number 2. You can see on the screen UBC did take game number 1 and pretty convincingly. And for game 2, I'm going to be joined by Bush from U of T. So thanks for hopping on the cast here.
Hello. Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
Excited to have you on. I think you've been on one of these before, right?
Yeah. I'm just returning the favor to UBC because I casted our game the other day. So, I want to be nice. Cast their game.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Kanjiki hopped on. It was good to have him yesterday. I was realizing after I signed off, I'm not sure I ever actually said his name.
Well, those who know him. Now you've acknowledged him.
That's right.
Even after the stream.
Yeah, I got wrapped up in casting because he only hopped on for one of the games. So, is that right? Let me go with yes. Or he hopped on mid game 1. That was what it was. He hopped on mid game 1, and I shared my screen with him. That was why. It's always distracting. It's probably one of the things that throws me off the most is having to deal with broadcast settings mid game, not mid draft. That's fine, but the game is hard to interrupt.
We're getting to the first pick now. It is interesting. Look at how much escape they banned. Soul Spirit and Puck.
Yeah, UBC did a similar thing game 1. They banned out a lot of mid heroes and the Kunkka as well. Kunkka's been a Georgia Tech special for a while.
10 seconds
And even though it is different players than it was last season, last season saw a lot of Kunkka on GT out of Cephos, and now Mole plays it as well, so it's still just a priority ban against them.
We got the MVP over here.
The Lich? That's right.
Yeah.
Different team this time, though. Same hero, different team. Gonna try and recreate the success Georgia Tech. Lich has been so annoying. You see him so often in pubs now.
5 seconds remaining.
Just because it's every phase of the game, Lich does very well. The Frost Blast is super strong in lane. You do have this instant disable in the Sinister Gaze, even though it is short range. We saw in game 1, just pick up a Blink Dagger and have this ability. But the Frost Shield just does so much work. Most underrated part of the kit.
I do agree. Frost Shield is very annoying when trying to push. Because it's yes, everyone, and Witch Doctor. That's the other pop hero I hate. That Maledict is way too strong.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, UBC taking the Witch Doctor. I think this shows that they're looking to have maybe a little bit more fun with this one, especially after how game 1 went against GT. I think UBC are ready to show off and flaunt it a little bit here in game 2. Definitely just not one of the priority supports you can take, but it's still a very viable one. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad hero by any means.
No, it's a very annoying hero. That's what this is. It's very triggering. And it also has a lot of combos. Anything with burst, it can combo with. It's very much a universal support.
Yeah, it's the same exact style of hero, I think, as when they were taking Lich game 1, because it's this idea that you can solo kill with the support just coming out and jump the backlines, and if they do get ahead, a Death Ward in the backlines, a Blink Dagger Witch Doctor is just terrifying. I remember back in the DPC days, Dendi was picking this mid Witch Doctor and just blink rush into the shard, and you jump on the backlines with the Maledict Death Ward combo, go the Aghanims, and play that style of Dota, and it's hysterical. It's so fun.
Alchemist bad. Forest bad.
Radiant team
More
pick.
bad. It also 4 bad.
Yeah, so Shadow Fiend's still in the pool, by the way. Both teams going to be looking at potentially picking up that hero as early as now for UBC if they're interested. Lich is one of the better heroes against the Shadow Fiend just because you can shrug off so much of that right-click damage with the Frost Shield.
And you also negate the minus armor as well from the presence of the Dark Lord passive.
Yeah, exactly. But I still think it's very pickable. Yeah, UBC instead they're gonna go ahead and pick the Rubik, and talked about how every Lich spell is pretty impactful. So really anything you steal off the Lich is gonna be okay this game, and then any hero Georgia Tech do pick up later on in this draft, that's just gravy.
10
Right.
seconds
You have to be
remaining.
careful not to pick like Enigmas or Tide Hunter.
5
Stuff like
seconds.
Yeah,
that.
the Enigma could be on the radar for UBC to take as well. I've seen like criminally few Enigmas come through in Playfly this season, and I think that's surprising considering that the Enigma with like an early Vlads is actually not too off meta
There's
right
too
now.
many stuns right now. I think there's just too many stuns to play because of power creep. Enigmas is not the same as what it used to be.
Yeah, I mean,
I
that's fair
do-
enough. There are just better offlaners like the Beastmaster that you can take that do very similar things, but Enigma is one of the like higher win rate offlane heroes at the moment. Not picked up too much in pro matches, but I've seen tons and tons of it in pubs actually, so be unsurprised to find out that it's actually good.
Dire
GT
team
burnt out most of their reserve time, only 13 seconds left. That's pretty scary, actually.
Yeah, they go for the Pugna, but it's a weird spot to pick the Pugna, and both these teams picking both supports first, which I'm not a fan of. But we've been seeing this
10
Pugna,
seconds
and unless they
remaining.
followed up with Medusa right here, I'm actually very worried for
5
the
seconds
GT draft,
remaining.
because I think if they don't follow it up with a hero that needs this battery in the Pugna, they're going to just suffer.
Night Stalker.
Yeah, going for the Night Stalker here. I mean, to me, it just feels like that's an indicator that they don't understand what this Pugna's for.
Unless they
Because
think
it's
it-
given UBC the option here that they can just they can block pick with the Medusa. You're not too unhappy to go against the Night
10
Stalker in
seconds
lane. You'll always be able to go jungle and catch back up. And I don't know who you want to pair the Pugna with if it's not a Storm Spirit or Medusa, and with both those heroes in theory not available to
Radiant
you,
team pick.
it can be a struggle.
Will UBC steal the Medusa? That's the question. Still in the pool for them, right? Because this time
Yeah,
it's mostly
I think they
tomato
should.
three.
I think they can, and I think they should, because I think Georgia Tech are very
10
telegraphed
seconds
towards
remaining.
wanting a hero that Pugna can play behind and just pump all of the life into.
5 seconds remaining.
Most
Right.
typically, we do see it in the Storm Spirit. And really, the Storm Spirit Pugna combo is the reason we've seen this resurgence of Pugna in pro matches in recent history. But with that first band, it just narrows your window, and I don't think you need this Pugna hero at all unless you have a clear idea of who you want to pair it with. And it just seems to me like Georgia Tech don't have that idea of pairing it with a specific hero.
And game. You know what'll be good here? Life
Dire
Stealer.
team back. Radiant team.
Oh, there we go. There's the Medusa.
Yeah, so I actually like. I mean, it's fine. I dislike the fact that they picked the Night Stalker first and the Medusa second. I understand the logic; they don't want to show it and get
Radiant
countered,
team back.
but
Rampage?
it's ultimately not that they're specifically worried about AM. I think it's fine if you let AM against your Dusa and you can just play. You can always throw
Correct.
Dusa into the position 3, and we've seen some offlane Medusa get played. But I
10 seconds
just like
remaining.
really feel like you've telegraphed this pick with the
Dire
Pugna,
team back.
so you just give up more of your draft by picking the Night Stalker
Dire
here
team pick.
instead of picking it before your opponent has the picks in order to like potentially block pick the Dusa, and it makes your draft so awkward. Meanwhile, UBC, they picked the Tiny and the Sand King. Both these heroes will be looking to get active early and often. Most likely going to be Tiny out of the mid lane,
10 seconds
which will just have a
remaining.
field day rotating over to the Medusa lane, pairing up with Sand King.
5 seconds
You know, early
remaining.
epicenter will be a struggle for Georgia Tech, and they don't really have save supports here to
Radiant
keep the
team
Dusa healthy. At least not early on. Pugna later on, of course, will be batterying up. But it's going to be about getting over this early aggression here for UBC.
Right. Well, Monkey King middle. I think that's
10
a
seconds
favorable
remaining.
matchup towards Tiny, right?
Yeah, Monkey will be able
5
to
seconds remaining.
kind of maybe not have his way with Tiny, but definitely is a favorable matchup. Tiny has good damage, but Monkey should always have these
Choose
Jingu
your
stacks.
hero.
Oh, that's a sniper mid for sure.
Nope, they are going to still throw it into the safe lane. I think that's expected. Throw it into the safe lane anyway. You don't really want to have sniper mid, I think, against like the rotating Night Stalker. Monkey can always jump you as well. And before you have
Right.
the concussive grenade, you can just die to a support rotation. So even though the lane could go better a little bit early on, we've seen this Tiny versus Monkey lane before, and because Tiny has such high base damage and isn't really at threat of just dying to a Jingu stacked Monkey,
Uh-huh.
you are okay in lane, and they're still set up to try and rotate early with the Tiny Blink Dagger. You should just be going at first item. And
Right.
the Medusa
5
Monkey King Night
seconds
Stalker, it's not the fastest draft for Georgia Tech. So UBC are looking to take advantage of this like very, very early timing that they can hit and just pump in extra damage with the Assassinates. Maybe Requiem's even thinking of going through the Twin Gate and just connecting on this Medusa around the like 8-minute mark or so.
BBC doesn't do that, I noticed. They do like do the Twin Gate play at minute 4, right?
Well, minute 4 is early, but
Well, with the sniper, I think you can, if you depending on the. Is that the extra damage one? The ghillie suit? No, right? That's the Fog of War one. Deposit.
yes, it is.
Yeah, okay.
I can tell you exactly what it does. While Take Aim is active, his attacks do not reveal him from the Fog of War. And that is going to be explicitly so that he doesn't get jumped by Monkey. You can start off fights by putting damage in the backline and force Monkey to jump around more trees to try and hunt down the sniper in the backlines, rather than just having this initial jump.
Is it me or is this strategy time taking a bit longer than usual?
I think it's always long. But I wonder, actually, you know what? It might, well... Okay, there was a pause. I hear the pause going.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if there wasn't a pause, it could be that... I know Valve sometimes adds an additional, like, 20 or 30 seconds of strategy time when they do release a new hero, so that people can read.
That's amazing.
Valve understands that people will not read before they go into a game. So you pick the new hero and you say, holy shit, there's 9 abilities this guy has, and a new Ags, and a new Shard. What did I just commit myself to? And they let you read.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I'm not sure if they actually did it or not. Now.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Perfect voice line from the Witch Doctor.
That's right. Yeah, we're into the pause again. I know that UBC pregame was having some issues. I believe it was Sentinel having the pregame issues here with the
Yeah, it's Sentinel.
connection. And yeah, it is.
Based on
It
the
is.
chat, yeah.
Oh no, it's Georgia Tech mid having the issue. So
Oh.
it's gonna be Baby Luis having the struggles this time around. Both mids are the problem. You know, I think mid laners are actually always the problem. We
I
can just
agree.
remove mid from Dota.
As an offlaner, it gets really annoying to get ganked, so I wouldn't complain about that, you know?
Yeah, instead of having a mid lane hero, we should just have a creep wave that meets, and no heroes are allowed to farm those creeps. They fight for the ancient.
That sounds like a fun minigame, like tower defense minigame, where you're like boosting your creep wave, farming and buying abilities, so your creep wave is stronger. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta run the simulations, you know, which side wins, Radiant or Dire creeps.
No, I mean like a cool minigame where you don't go laning, you farm jungle creeps, you buy like auras to help your
And
creeps
have to
push.
buff your own creeps like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Get the early Vlads. There's really not much you can give to them. There's only a couple items that if no one's hitting the creeps that actually help. Be like Vlad's Crimson Guard mech.
Buckler. That's one armor over time, you know?
Yeah, but it's part of the Vlad still, right? So
Is it? No, yeah, you're right.
should be.
Anything else?
It's so disappointing. I took away my my hotkey to go into the like first person mode.
Uh-huh.
So like normally in Dota you can press I to go into first person and like zoom in on heroes. And in my casting setup, I actually took that away so I could use the I hotkey for buybacks.
Really? I just do it manually.
But now in the pause, I can't do it. I don't have it available to me.
You can always just rebind it. You have time.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna do it now. I'm just gonna be sad about it.
You're only making it worse.
What a surprise.
I'm seriously getting tired of this place.
So I don't see anything abnormal here in the starting items.
I think we should just raid couriers base while we wait for time.
I think Pugna
yeah.
Courier is the best.
Let me have a look. Classic. I respect traditions.
Listen,
I do
yield
think-
yield default Courier has to be the right one.
I do like the Monkey King crab. That looks pretty cute.
Yeah,
And then
they've got 2 llamas.
Llama 1. Where's Llama 2? Yep, 2 llamas.
Sniper's got one of the battle pass couriers. Oh, there's a Roshan. There's a Jade Roshan for broke.
I do like the. Is that the crummy wizard one? Yeah, that's the crummy wizard one.
The shitty wizard.
I didn't want to say that on stream, you know.
Your loss, you can suffer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can't
there's
say it now.
the event dog one that everyone has now because it was in all of the candy shops.
I got it because everyone has it. Yeah, I had to be cool.
The Jade Roshan's a nice one, by the way. This is a pricey boy.
Da, 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 da. Back to the fountain.
Exquisite.
For skins, I'm a much bigger fan of like particles than anything else.
Like the Ruby
So-
kind of deal.
If your skin doesn't come with particles, I don't care about it, you know? I guess or like ability effects, like having a different thing on your hotbar.
Yeah.
So alright, pause over. We are underway. Game 2. Ready to go. UBC taking game 1. Georgia Tech with a win would force a game number 3. So if you think it's late now, just wait until Georgia Tech win. We'll be here all night.
Actually, it depends whether you're in the east or west. It's only like what 6 p.m. for West Coast, I think.
That's true. Yeah, if you're one of those UBC fans, maybe you're safe, but some of us here on the East Coast have work in the morning. No, I've lost all sense of time for when I'm casting. I routinely have casts go until 2 or 3 in the morning. Like, one of the more fun casts that I did recently was when I was doing the TI Open qualifier. And that just went until, like, I think it was 3:30 is when I finished with the last game of the night. And then I got up at 6 in the morning for work. So
Wow.
I really, used my time well that night.
No, it's you're struggling, you're grinding. One day, TI talent, you know.
I'm gonna X to doubt on that one. It would be fun. It'd be great. I mean, I went to the TI not this year but last year, and that was a lot of fun.
Start learning a obscure language, so like you're the only talent that they have to invite you. You can broadcast in like, I don't know, what are some obscure languages?
That get a live cast for TI? I'm not sure. I don't know if any like very obscure languages get a TI cast.
I know Ukrainian has a new cast, which is separate from the Russian cast. So you can always start going that way, you know.
That's fair. Yeah. I have for a while been throwing around the idea of casting in Spanish as like some kind of
¿Tú
event.
sabes español?
Not very well, but a little bit.
Muy bien. Yeah, I only know that.
Yeah, I'm a little bit beyond, but my cast would be full of like the same words over and over, and I've realized that it's like you commit to an hour of saying things very fast, so it would be a struggle. But I think it would be a fun like excuse to try and pick up Spanish better, because at one point I spoke some.
Alright. If EFP gets eliminated, I'll do a Russian cast for the rest of the season, alongside yours, you know? So
You
the
just
other two
live
people
translate everything that I say.
For the other 2 people who speak Russian here, yeah.
Listen, it's important. You got to get the included diversity. That's how you grow Playfly as a league, right? Is make sure you get these other languages out there. I'm just looking for more schools.
Look at how
Gotta
many
get more
deniers
players.
Lapid Baby Louise has compared to the Tiny.
Yeah, this is, I'm not gonna say expected. It's slightly expected. Monkey King is favored, especially at the early levels. But I wouldn't say this much. I think Sentinel is not exactly the most comfortable here. I mean, we've seen a couple of these, like, toss combos not killing creep, so it's just not exactly the most familiar with the damage range of his hero. And that can prove to be the difference, because with the Jingyu, Monkey does hit harder than the Tiny, but Tiny otherwise should be free to get the CS with the tree grab. So I would have expected him to be a bit higher in terms of the last hit denies. But still, Monkey should be having a good time. So Baby Luis is not, like, completely dominant in this matchup.
Yeah.
That being said, going forward now, held up by the toss. You can see 2 points in the Jingyu stacks is quite annoying for Sentinel to deal with.
Yeah. Sniper having a very good lane. Look at the amount of lapses he has.
Yeah, no, I mean, he definitely can't complain, especially against the
kill
Night
top, kill
Stalker
top, kill
who...
top.
Kill top? Right in time.
Yep. My
Flood
fault.
grenade able to take him down.
Strikes the perfect note.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And Medusa has the wand charges, but a bit low on mana here, and with the full wave pushing into Mr. Lizard, gonna be pretty happy on the Sand King off the back of that kill.
Do you have key
Rubik
bindings
back
or
to
do you
base to
manually
reset.
move your map?
Huh?
Do you have key bindings or do you manually move your mouse to each like section of the map?
I move the mouse. I mean, I do some of both. I have a smooth camera, like, not a key binding, but a like a config file to do some auto-directed camera stuff. So it somewhat auto-tracks heroes.
Radiant's courier.
It's very pulley. I watch back some of the broadcasts, and I hate some of the camera work sometimes. But I think it's just me being, like, my own biggest hater. It's not really that bad. But sometimes
Yeah, I could
it
never
is
do
just
that.
annoying.
I could not listen to the sound of my voice for more than 5 minutes.
Oh, that's the bigger one. I don't like that. And it is what it is.
Another kill top?
Monkey in with the rotation. Baby Luis takes down Kinjiki this time. Rubik gonna fall, and we're 1-1 here early on. That's a very early rotation for the Monkey, by the way, and he's able to pick up a water rune on his way back to mid as well. Sentinel's not going to be too happy about that, giving away the second water rune. Not that Baby Luis needed it, but the fact that he can't bottle it up and have it available. Because that was just after 5 minutes, so that water rune was sitting there for a long time.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, Sentinel, the lane's only gotten worse for him. It is 3 points in the Jingyu for Monkey. And Sentinel wasn't able to get too much out of the lane while Baby Luis was going for the kill. He actually wasn't able to push up very far. But now the toss back. Kinjiki is here in the mid. The Avalanche and the Lift gonna be stacked up, which means Baby Luis able to get the Jingyu stacks off. But the nice glyph timing. Pretty stuff to come through. They need another right click. The jump away is coming. Oh, the toss from downtown takes him out.
Nice. Yeah.
Pretty close one, as UBC nearly punished for stacking their spells poorly, but are able to take the kill. And really, that's what you need, is when you do lose your Rubik up on the top side, first thought is to TP in mid. Instead of going for the bottle refill, they look for the tossback play underneath the tier 1 tower. And not to be lost in all that was the glyph. making sure that Baby Luis couldn't heal up with the Jingu stacks on the creep wave, because we've seen so many times monkeys just heal up to full, one boundless, and, you know, your kill threat's gone. Glyph play very much coming in clutch. So as we come up on 7 minutes, Wisdom Rune's gonna go 1 for 1. As Kurt heads back to claim his Kinjiki. On the Rubik picks up the Wisdom Rune as well. Both of these supports just level 4.
Yeah.
It's gonna be late 6 for both teams, I think, on these supports.
Better not. Ooh, sniper.
Requiem being hunted. The jump's coming through. They're actually going to be going for the Witch Doctor. The Shrapnel's to come through as well. Baby Luis tanking up the tower for now with 3-man Maledict. They're all going to go down. This is 3 kills.
Yeah. 2 of them for sniper. That's very good for him.
That is a huge play. Monkey ran all the way down here. And he does still just get cleaned up underneath the tower, just going too deep on the dive. And they didn't even go for the value target there, is kind of the big thing. Like, they weren't able to go on the sniper. And this is a sniper without the shrapnel talent, so it's a little bit weaker here in the early game. And potentially a little bit stronger in the late game when he's going to be using this ghillie suit facet. And still able to get involved early. 2-0 and 1 on the sniper now with those 3 kills gifted to him down bottom. Sentinel, haste rune bottled up. Gonna get a little help from the Wild Wing, the Avalanche, the toss. Not able to take down the Lich, and Sentinel just gonna back it off. He didn't want to go too far there, Sentinel. Might have been able to take down the support, but he knew he was by himself, and doesn't want to give anything back out of the mid. Instead, just going to use the rune to fill up the mana. Start to get some farm out of the mid lane as he looks for the Blink Dagger.
Oh. What would you say a good blink timing would be for this Tiny? All things considered.
I mean, this game, he's going to look to get it maybe, say, 14 minutes. It's going to be later than you'd like on the Tiny. But it's also not awful. I mean, he's behind in the CS from mid, but he did get that 1 kill on the Monkey. So I think his timing is going to be okay. Sometimes you see this, like, very, very, very early blink around, like, whatever, 11 minutes, and can get rotations early off of it on top of the treads. But also, I don't know that that's exactly needed this game, as long as he's able to continue getting the farm up through the jungle. I don't think early rotations need to be the priority of the Tiny.
Right.
Like, Sand King's doing a decent job against the Medusa up here, just continuing to get the farm. And at some point, Tiny with the Blink will just combine with his Sand King, and there'll be so much kill threat here between these two heroes. Just so much magic damage to put out. Sentinel was thinking about hunting the mid lane as Boundless Strike was committed, but instead Sentinel just backs it off. The Invis rune up top grabbed by Kinjiki instead. As look down bottom as Monkey King has found the jump this time. Going on to Broken, they will find the kill first. But the TPs are coming. Tiny as well. They've got Sand King, the epicenter to be channeled. Baby Luis has the Boundless, but there's no more heals to come through, and with the toss, he will be brought down. Lich is going to fall as well, as they've got the Assassinate coming through. Not going to land in time. Double kill for the Tiny.
Second time GT is getting punished for going on Witch Doctor in the bottom lane.
Yeah, and importantly, second time the Monkey King's punished. I mean, his farm coming out of lane was nice, but can't be the one dying for these rotations.
Right now, the Tiny and Monkey King network are not that far apart because of all the kills. Yeah.
TP's coming in back to the bot lane. Baby Luis is going to be down here again. Deuce is in off the gate as well as they look to wrap the backline. This time, Baby Luis getting himself involved, and there's no threat on his life. Gonna be a pause and an instant unpause. Slightly awkward. So important kills for them. They are forced to bring 5 heroes down here, Georgia Tech, but it does get them back into this one. And Dusa still up in that top spot of the net worth. Yasha and building towards the Manta style already. This is the one downside of leaving your Sand King alone to make more rotations with your position 4 is while SK is farming nicely up here, so is Medusa, and the early Manta is such a huge accelerator for the Dusa.
Right.
He's going to look to spiral out of control in the net worth department, and does later on have the Pugna battery. Talk about this hero being exactly what Medusa needs to just make sure the mana stays topped up throughout team fights.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Sentinel was thinking about going mid, but don't want to go too deep. Still looking for the Blink Dagger, about 400 gold away on the Tiny.
Radiant's bottom tower.
His net worth has started to recover. Tiny, not up on par with the Monkey King, who already does have a Diffusal Blade completed. Fresh item coming through.
Dire's middle
Even
tower
before
is under
getting her
attack.
Mantis style, Medusa's 1000 above Sand King. So you were right about her spiraling more and more out of
Jump
control.
forward, 3-man Boundless, Diffusal on the Sentinel, but now the Avalanche toss turnaround, and again, Monkey's gonna go down. Zapped down by Kanjiki, he ends up with 2 kills. Mole was falling low as well as Pugna on the backlines. Kurt wanted to get involved, but just gonna be run down, and Sentinel with another round of the toss. Not quite able to catch up to Mole.
Dire's middle tower is under
But still, it's 3 more for UBC as they collapse on the mid lane, and it's just Georgia Tech
Dire's middle tower.
not understanding how strong this Tiny can be. It's got 2,000 HP. I mean, Diffusal Blade Monkey is not going to cut it
Radiant's top tower
to try
is
and take
under
this guy down when the team's set up around him.
Right. And then a Sand King comes in with another 1300 and the Epicenter. Yep. Very strong team fight.
Blink Dagger online for the Tiny. They're smoked up, headed into the jungle. See the Lich. The smoke's going to break on Baby Luis, though, and maybe just going to have a second kill. Toss him back underneath the ward. Trying to hold him, but he is going to get the Wukong's command off. And Pigpole, Sentinel trying to run out of there. The mana completely burned away and still getting hit by those clones. Has an Avalanche, has a toss, going to throw it to try and hold heroes back. Sentinel still living through it all. 100 HP, needs the blink, and he's going to find it. Baby Luis can't have the connection. Will be able to take down Broke instead, or Willie as Broke jukes to the side. Able to get up to the high ground, but they will take him down. Sentinel still turning around with another round of the Avalanche. 2 seconds until he's got another blink, and Mole not quite able to cancel it out. He is blinked away underneath the tower, and now going to turn things around. Mole flying in. Well, he's going to see a Wisdom Rune. Instead, turning his attention towards the kill, but the Flight going to run out and wasn't able to steal the rune.
Neither the kill nor the rune. Yep.
What can you do? Prioritized his own life.
I would have gotten the rune, to be honest.
Radiant's middle
Yeah, I
tower
mean,
is
the
under
Wisdom Rune
attack.
might be one you're willing to dive for on your Night Stalker with Dark Ascension on cooldown. Hard to say. In the mid lane, they found the Medusa. Epicenter to be channeled up and slowed by the Shrapnel as well. Rainy Day had a big wand and now trying to keep the mana healthy. Still living through it all, but the jump on the backline. Sentinel in with the Avalanche. Doesn't have the toss, and so Medusa will just walk it off. The support's not going to be so lucky. Both of them for Georgia Tech fall into the grave.
Nice Stalker getting a 15-minute armlet.
Yeah, it's a little bit late, and it's going to be daytime now, so the armlet timing not going to coincide with any strength to be able to
Dire's top
fight.
tower is under attack.
So it is going to make the timing a bit awkward. And taking a look at Monkey, he's got the Ag Shard still queued up.
Dire's top tower
And hopefully he's not actually thinking of getting this one this early on.
Why not?
I mean, I want to see him get more progression items. It feels like he doesn't have the HP to survive the Tiny Burst. He also doesn't have the damage to try and chunk through these tanky heroes like the Sand King and the Tiny. So it just feels to me like the Shard is going to end up being dead net worth that doesn't allow him to properly fight in this game.
It could also be a mobility item, because he can jump to the end of his staff, right? So
Yep.
a way of escaping out. A poor man's BKB, so to say.
Yeah, but I think if your entire idea is just to try and get away, this is your farmed hero. I mean, Dusa is farmed, but doesn't want to be the one starting off fights. And if your monkey's entire build is to dodge fights, you're just asking to get blink tossed for the rest of the game. Exactly what we're going to see happen to Lich as he's brought down by the Maledict. Because Night Stalker as well is not going to be ready to be that frontline initiator for a little while. Maybe with one more item things will change, whether that'll be the BKB to come through for Night Stalker or perhaps an Echo Saver is another way that you can build up this hero.
I would want to see a Blink Dagger on the Night Stalker, but maybe not right now. Yeah.
I think it's the same thing. Like, Night Stalker can't go Blink as his second item in this one because the HP is not going to be there. And you really want your heroes to be out of range of one Tiny combo. I mean, if you think about Tiny getting this Phylactery, and he will have it shortly,
Yeah.
you can't put yourself in range to just be killed by an Avalanche Toss combo. It is the worst feeling in the world when you don't properly itemize your heroes to avoid this, because you have a lot of preventable deaths that Tiny can't spiral out of control if you just let him play like this. Find the Avalanche, now going to toss just in place, but able to get the Death Ward over the top. They're going to try with the Pugna heals as well, but the Maledict burning him out faster, and now Kurt dragged back as well. Kinjiki steals the Tree Dance and able to get away. Now Baby Louise wants to chase forward. But they've run out of things, and Mr. Lizard's in. They find the connection. Shiva's guard over the top. This is one rich Sand King. Wukong's command not going to save him, and even the Stone Gaze on the back line not going to help as the Coconut just wreaking havoc. And it's Dusa versus the world. The Manta Style only going to buy a little bit of extra time as it's a 5-for-0 trade. Georgia Tech, just like in game number 1, they overextend their bounds, just trying to go further forward. Wow, say that 5 times fast.
They might even lose a tower for this if they don't commit to it. But I think they will defend it.
Yeah, with the glyph up, the heroes will be spawning. I mean, UBC most likely not going to stick around and press their luck. But in the meantime, we can see what it's done to the net worth chart. Sniper getting involved. He's now got a full Mjolnir, working towards the Hurricane Pike, and later on he'll have the Concussive Grenade as well, just minimizing the threat on his life from these heroes. Sentinel smoke breaks, but jumped the wrong way. The toss not quite enough. Kinjiki wants it, but he put himself a bit too far forward this time. But also looking over at Sand King, different build than we've seen typically out of these Sand Kings, usually going for the Bloodstone Rush, but he put himself on the early Shivas. The sole intention to try and scout Monkey out of these tree lines. So far, it's worked to great effect. And Requiem sniffing out the smoke. He's underneath the Observer Ward right now. Just gonna walk himself to the Ancients. He did pop that Shrapnel under vision. So they know he's sticking around to farm this one. Now stunned up. The Wukong's command dropped over the top and certainly dead. Did TP Kinjiki, but it's only going to be the one hero making the rotation. So Georgia Tech going to get out cleanly with that pick on the position 1 sniper. Witch Doctor off to the side. Looking to find a solo kill, and he just has it. It's just the 2 supports here. Tiny slowly making his way through the river, but for now, Baby Louise looking to find a first kill, and he will. Kinjiki to go as well as the Chain Frost not bouncing around, but still does provide ample damage. But the Epicenter channeled up with the toss. Georgia Tech taking just a bit too much time to kill off those supports, and they pay dearly. They lose a couple of cores for it.
Right.
At the end of the day, it ends up being a 400 gold swing towards UBC. Even though Georgia Tech are finding kills from behind.
They should have backed after the sniper kill. Just took what they could and left. Just to give more space to Medusa. Who is still farming, which is good. But I don't think she can solo this game.
Yeah, I mean, considering Monkey and Night Stalker's games, they just really don't have the quick burst to take down supports. Like, if they were more farmed on really either of these heroes, the Night Stalker or the Monkey King, those kills get taken down quickly, and Georgia Tech are still able to back off before the rotations come through. But instead, I believe it was a TP from Sand King, and Tiny just walked all the way up the river from mid. And they're allowed to connect in the time it takes for Georgia Tech to find kills on the supports. But you imagine, like, Monkey King with another damage item. Like, say he's got even a Maelstrom, or maybe he goes for, like, the Desolator route. Like, however you want to build this hero. Instead of being forced into this early BKB, because the Tiny has so much damage, now Conda completed on the Tiny, you just need to build it this defensive way.
Same thing with the Night Stalker.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he's very far behind on Mole now. He's got the armlet and not even halfway to this BKB. I guess probably right about halfway to the BKB now. The hunt is on. Sentinel, Haster, and toss back. One more punch down, and they've got Medusa isolated from the team. Georgia Tech need to rotate over here to defend the Medusa. Kanjiki able to force the low ground, and don't tell me he gets out. He doesn't. Medusa has the vision through the trees. They'll lose the other support as well. This broke. Hunted down. Rest of the UBC core is not in the area to collapse on that fight in the triangle.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Or they see the Tiny. But he's way too tanky to commit on. Yeah.
Yeah, 2600 HP, and again, without Dusa, where's your damage? And Dusa, after using the Stone Gaze in that fight, he's absolutely not interested. She's going to go back and hit some Ancients.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Still, Georgia Tech want to take down this mid tower, but you need to be careful. Sniper starting to make his way over, and Baby Luis recognizing that he can't stick around here. They won't even grab the tier 1 tower mid off of those kills.
I do expect the mode would give you like that Dota buff thing. I mean Dota plus thing, where you can see how much damage and like what type, like 30 magical, 40% physical, etc.
What about it?
Middle tower is under attack.
I said, what about it?
Like I wish Spectator mode had that, so you can see.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because I just want to wonder, like, how much damage, how much magical damage is the GT doing? I mean, is GT receiving for us to justify getting BKBs?
It is all magical damage.
All magical damage? Yeah.
Yeah, the only physical that you're really dealing with in this game is going to be the Sniper, and even right now, he's 100% magical with the Mjolnir. It's not until he gets later on, you know, potentially a Daedalus to come out that you're worried about the physical right-click from the Sniper. But right now, it's all from the toss, the Conda. As Sentinel steps forward, he's going to step forward into everybody, and without the supports here, no defense, just trapped inside of the Wukong's command. He does fall on the backlines, Epicenter channeled up, but it's not going to find the connection that he needs, and the team now getting run down underneath the tower. Requiem's going to fall as well. Kanjiki, again with the Stolen Tree Dance, is able to escape, but on the front lines, Mr. Lizard not going to be so lucky.
Massive kills. 4,000 gold to swing, I see.
Yeah, and it's going to be even more. They get the tier 1 tower, and most importantly, these heroes not going to be farming up in the meantime, as Dusa just TPs quickly to the bot lane. And Georgia Tech synced up that rotation very, very nicely. The Butterfly recently completed on Medusa, level 20 now online as well. And she'll be building towards a Scotty to disrupt the eventual Sand King Bloodstone, which actually isn't quite out yet. So that's the, you know, pain of not going for this Bloodstone early on the Sand King in lieu of the Shivas, is that it's not online right now. He's not nearly as tanky as you would expect a Sand King to be at this stage of the game.
He almost dies for fucking us solo, like. This fucking is doing a lot of magical damage with the life drain.
Yeah, it's definitely annoying if you're not able to find Pugna on the back of the fight, and unfortunately for Mr. Lizard too, his initiation with the Epicenter just completely whiffed on the backlines. Tried for the jump blind onto the supports, but was only barely able to connect forward onto Lich at the end of the day. It is, again, like Game 1, a double Glimmer Cape game. Kurt and What both having this Glimmer Cape completed as their first item. And now actually both going for the Force Staff as well. So So both supports feeling defensive, but with the double glimmer, they are able to negate some extra magic damage that comes out.
Right.
And maybe more importantly, off the back of that last fight, they get the Aegis, and they get another round of items to come through. Now you see the Echo Saber on Monkey King. 2200 HP. This guy's not dying to your initial Tiny Burst. He needs now the +1 hero to help him out. Night Stalker, not exactly in the same boat, but again, you don't really want to blow your entire Tiny combo on the Night Stalker if you're thinking team fight. Now, if you're thinking pick off, it's a different story, but
Radiant's middle tower is
the
under
targets are
attack.
becoming much more slim for UBC.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
And who you can actually go on first, and they're going to need their sniper to get online sooner than later. Is Requiem right now being hunted. Got found here earlier on in the game. He's going to get found here again. Not able to pike out of the Wukong's command.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Georgia Tech has done a great job finding the sniper during these smoke rotations.
They might even take a tower for this, but I don't think EBC.
Yeah, no, they should be free. I mean, it's so hard to kill off the Deucer right now. Butterfly, Scotty, both complete. Aegis in hand as well. Has the Pugna sitting behind. Very, very hard to burst through all of this Deuce's mana. The game plan right now for UBC has to be ignore the Deuce and kill everybody else. And that's with or without the Aegis. This is not unique to the Aegis Deuce.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
They have to
The
get a
outer tier 2
Torment
tower
as
is
well.
taken down. Now going to go for the Tormentor as well. Georgia Tech narrow the net worth lead to slightly in their favor. But the momentum is all GT. As Mr. Lizard has become the most farmed hero on UBC. And he hasn't even finished up the Bloodstone. Here's the item you were looking for queued up on the Night Stalker. Blink Dagger, about 100 gold away on Mole.